what a shockwave it would send through the NFL if the news turned out to be true. Cooper Kupp, the Los Angeles Rams superstar wide receiver, the guy who dominated the league with his incredible route running, clutch performances, and that unforgettable Super Bowl MVP run, is no longer a Ram. Instead, he has stunned the football world by signing with the Dallas Cowboys. Just imagine the headlines, the fan reactions, the instant ripple effect on both franchises. This move would represent not just a major personnel change, but a seismic shift in team dynamics, ambitions, and maybe even the balance of power in the NFC. Today, I want to dive deep into this hypothetical but thrilling scenario, examining every angle. From what Kupp has meant to the Rams, to why this move would shake up Dallas, and what it could mean for the future of the league. First, let's reflect on Cooper Kupp's journey so far, because to appreciate the gravity of this supposed switch, you need to understand just how pivotal he has been to the Rams and the NFL as a whole. Drafted in 2017, Kupp quickly established himself as more than just a dependable receiver. He became the heart of the Rams' offense. Under Sean McVay's innovative coaching, Kupp flourished, combining precise route running, a fierce competitive spirit, and an uncanny ability to find the soft spots in coverage. His 2021 season was nothing short of historic. He achieved the receiving triple crown, leading the NFL in receptions, yards, and touchdowns. Of course, a feat that puts him in elite company. He capped that off by leading the Rams to a Super Bowl victory and earning the Super Bowl MVP award. At that moment, many believed he was destined to be a Ram for the rest of his career, a franchise cornerstone for years to come. However, like many great NFL stories, it hasn't been a straight path. The following season saw Cooper battling injuries, some significant, which hampered his ability to stay consistently on the field. The wear and tear of the NFL is brutal, especially for a receiver who thrives on sharp cuts and physicality. While his talent remained undeniable, his health cast a shadow over his future. Then came the unexpected and unsettling news. The Rams informed Kupp they were actively seeking to trade him. For a player so deeply woven into the team's recent success, that was shocking to fans and analysts alike. It raised questions about the Rams' strategic direction, financial decisions, and how much they valued Kupp's current and future contribution. Despite Kupp's preference to stay in Los Angeles, the business of football moved on without him. In early 2025, after no trade materialized, the Rams made the tough decision to release Cooper Kupp. This set off a flurry of speculation around the league. Which team would be brave or savvy enough to take on his contract, his injury history, and the pressure that comes with a player of his stature? Naturally, the Dallas Cowboys were quickly mentioned in rumors and headlines. After all, the Cowboys are one of the NFL's most storied franchises, always looking to add top talent and deepen their roster to make another run at a Super Bowl. The idea of Kupp in Dallas playing alongside Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb was tantalizing. It promised an offense with a lethal mix of youth, experience, and championship pedigree. But how realistic is this scenario? On paper, Kupp could fit nicely in the Cowboys offense. He's a savvy route runner who can operate effectively both outside and in the slot, which would relieve some pressure from CeeDee Lamb, who has emerged as Dallas's primary offensive weapon. Kupp's experience in big games and his ability to perform under pressure could bring a new level of stability and leadership to an offense that sometimes struggles to close out games. For Dak Prescott, having a reliable veteran target like Kupp could boost his confidence and help him distribute the ball more efficiently. Strategically, adding Kupp might force opposing defenses to adjust, opening up opportunities for other skill players in Dallas's arsenal. Of course, any such addition would come with a financial and logistical cost. Kupp's contract demands would almost certainly be significant, reflecting both his past production and his veteran status. The Cowboys would need to carefully weigh whether the potential impact outweighs the salary cap implications and whether they could rework the contract to suit their budget. Perhaps a shorter deal with incentives would make sense. A prove-it contract that allows both player and team to assess the fit without long-term commitment. Age and injury history would be major considerations too. Kupp is no longer a young breakout star. He's entering the later stages of his career, and his durability would be under constant scrutiny. If he can stay healthy, he could still be a game changer, but if injuries persist, the Cowboys could find themselves with a big contract and limited production. Beyond the numbers and contracts, the locker room dynamics are another factor. Kupp's leadership and professionalism could be a boon for the Cowboys' culture. His experience winning at the highest level might rub off on younger players hungry for playoff success. Yet, how would the team manage roles? CeeDee Lamb has cemented himself as a top-tier receiver. Bringing in Kupp might push other receivers down the depth chart or force some tough decisions on playing time. Coaches would have to design creative schemes to utilize both players effectively, possibly changing the entire offensive strategy. Then there's the risk-reward balance. Like on one hand, Kupp's arrival could elevate the Cowboys to true contenders, like adding a reliable weapon that defenses must respect. On the other hand, the gamble is significant. Paying a premium for a player with a history of injuries and who is aging could backfire, limiting future flexibility and potentially stalling the development of younger talent. It's a classic dilemma NFL teams face when deciding whether to invest heavily in veteran stars or build through youth and the draft. Looking at the bigger picture, this potential move reflects the evolving nature of the NFL's player movement landscape. The league has become more business-driven, with teams willing to make hard decisions to stay competitive. For players like Kupp, it's a balancing act between loyalty, legacy, and career longevity. Staying with one team is a badge of honor, but sometimes moving on can open new opportunities, new challenges, and potentially extend a career. However, the reality is that as exciting as the idea of Cooper Kupp joining the Cowboys is, the current situation seems far less dramatic. Reliable insiders and experts suggest the Cowboys have not actively pursued Kupp in any meaningful way. The financial demands, injury risks, and existing roster structure appear to have made Dallas hesitant. Instead, Kupp may be looking at other teams with more cap flexibility or offenses better suited to his style, such as the Denver Broncos or others rumored to be in play. While nothing is impossible in the NFL, where surprises and last-minute deals happen all the time, for now, the Kupp to Cowboys headline seems more like a fan wish or media speculation than an impending reality. So, what might happen next? Like, if Kupp wants to keep playing at a high level, he might accept a shorter incentive-based contract with a team willing to take a calculated risk. Alternatively, if the injuries continue, he may have to consider reducing his role or even retirement. The NFL is brutal, and every day is a challenge for players trying to sustain their peak. For the Cowboys, the priority might remain developing their young core and maintaining cap flexibility to address other pressing needs on defense and the offensive line. Ultimately, this story is a microcosm of what makes the NFL so compelling. It's not just about X's and O's or stats. It's about human stories, loyalty, ambition, resilience, risk, and the ever-present uncertainty that makes sports so addictive to watch. Cooper Kupp's journey is a powerful narrative about triumph, adversity, and the tough choices players and teams must make. Whether he stays in LA, joins Dallas, or lands somewhere else, fans everywhere will be watching, hoping to see him recapture that magic that once made him the league's best. For all of you watching, I want to know what you think. Would you want Cooper Kupp on the Cowboys? How would you use him? What kind of contract would make sense? And beyond that, what do you think this story says about the NFL today? About loyalty, the business of football, and how teams build championship contenders? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit like if you enjoyed this deep dive, subscribe if you want more NFL news and analysis, and ring the bell so you never miss an update. thanks for sticking with me through this breakdown. In the NFL, you can count on one thing: the story is never finished. Until next time, stay safe and enjoy the game.